A lot of times we seek out ghost stories, but sometimes horror stories find us. Hi, I'm Matt DeSarl, creator of Free State Horror Stories, and this year we're seeking out the best, scariest horror story in all of Kansas. So we're having people from all over the state compete to tell the best horror story, and whoever does that is going to win $250. So you, the viewer, can participate. Just vote in the comments in YouTube what horror story you thought was the scariest, and your most recent comment will count as your vote.
My eyes quiver open, and a pain grasps my neck. Hello? Nothing answers. I look down and realize I'm sitting, my legs engulfed under a thick fog. So thick I could not even see them. The total darkness surrounding me was like the ashes from a volcano grabbing down upon eruption. My hands rise from under the fog beneath me. On my right, I hold a black notebook. My eyes wanted to fall out. I found the strength to stand up. My clothes were the last I'd worn. A black suit with a red bow tie choking the air out of me. The last thing I remember feeling. Those shoes I could not see were the most uncomfortable fit, like nails piercing into my feet. The book was as I last had it, clean on the outside, but a disaster inside. It was full of ruptured and exuberant thoughts alike, a place to let myself unleash my emotions when they were bottled up. Then my eyes stretched. The money. I could not find it. Thousands. My convulsing hands scavenged into my pockets, but there was no crinkly feeling of paper inside. It was all gone. It was all spent. My friends, my family, could they be here too? I asked myself. My head spins. Where is here? The darkness didn't answer. There was nothing there to see. The more I walk, I begin to see something shining, like the pulsing Christmas star. It twinkled occasionally, giving off a reddish color. As I approached the twinkling, a revelation divulged me. There, what appeared to be a hologram version of myself and my best friend Sam stood back to back with our arms crossed. It was a glimpse into my past, the day I lost him. Sam's glare is even more infuriating than mine is. He was my only friend, the only person I considered family outside of mine. A red light beamed over the moment frozen in time. It was ugly to picture. It was a few days later after I won that drawing. Didn't expect to win. We didn't talk very much anymore then. I guess maybe I should have shared a little of my prize. That was a lot of money. He helped me with a lot in my life. Kept it all to myself though. How selfish I was, and cruel. I reached forward to try and touch the hologram, but my hand passed right through. The memory suddenly disintegrated. It was gone, but off in the distance, another light appeared. It was as if the holograms were leading me towards something, revealing more of what I struggled to realize. With each blistering step I thought about that day, it was the first drop of negative emotion I felt in a long, long time, as memories came flowing back to me. I dropped Sam because I allowed myself to be buried in my own egotistical happiness. The world revolved around me, but reality, of course, says that's not true. The world has never revolved around an ignorant man like me. The next hologram left me stunned. There I stood holding my phone, smiling the biggest I've ever seen myself. It was embarrassing, but I remembered that too. Showing selfies of me and my expensive toys, expensive toys on social media. All that mattered was the likes. Something I thought was the key to becoming more popular in today's world. That just reminds me. I got the nerve to open my notebook and look at the things I wrote. Thoughts that dated back to the beginning of high school filled the front pages when I wasn't very popular, let alone not liked. But that was also the time I made a few friends and learned a lot about myself. I was a creative genius, coming up with stories and sharing them with my friends. Then slowly they perished, up to my early days of college when I won that surprise drawing of cash. I didn't even recognize myself anymore, looking through that notebook then comparing me stuck on that phone, making thousands off of views. Just for being the douche that I was. I had messed up, but if I'm here, on what level did I mess up? The hologram in front of me vanished, but I kept walking. My feet hurt so much at that point that I reached down to tie my shoes and left them behind. The ground felt soft underneath my socks, like memory foam. A new hologram popped up just ahead. As I approached this one, my pace slowed. In the image in front of me, I lie in my bed, still in that perfect suit. Everyone I ever knew, everyone I used to care about, my family, my friends, looked down on me with overstretched arms from above, choking me until my face was purple. The many hands made it look as if my neck was broken. My notebook was clutched in my right palm and my eyes were closed, an ugly scowl on my face, like I was having a bad dream. I recognized my mother. She stares at me blankly with foggy eyes, cloudier than that of a bathroom mirror after a hot shower. Despite her blindness, I had the impression that she could smell my toxic soul as I lay in that bed. I forgot about her, never answered calls, never went over to care for her. My little brother Charles appeared starved and thin, crying in anguish. His skin is all dirty, and I saw cuts on his arms. Mom probably couldn't take care of him after I left. Who knows what happened to him? I sense his disappointment in me at my utter selfishness. Finally, Sam, my greatest friend, comes into view. He looks defeated somehow, hopeless with a tear falling from his eye, quietly rolling down one cheek. I have never seen him cry. His disappointment in me equaled Charles, but I never guessed because he held it all inside. I should have known he was upset, just like everyone else. I dropped to my knees and let the notebook cascade out of my hand. It didn't matter anymore. None of it did. How could I leave all these people behind, those who helped me become who I am, and expect to succeed? Because of what you desired. I look up and gasped at the giant horned skeleton looking down. It was a man, but his entire body was covered in animal skin, similar to what Native Americans wore. The shape of the skull reminded me of a bull, making me wonder if this was a man or a beast. "What is this place?" I asked. The skull man nodded. "It's to show you the damage you've caused. What happens when you embrace evil and use it for your own gain. You've lost something in you, Mason. What happened to you? Are you God? Satan? Who are you?" "I am your voice of morality. Your physical appearance does not matter. My physical appearance does not matter. I'm simply an entity of your mind. Why I look this way is the way you choose to make me appear. You've left me for dead, forgotten. You had no use for me anymore. You've embraced the other side. What you've seen is what you know. You just choose to repress it. Am I dead? Is it too late for me to go back and fix any of this? I don't know. That's up for you to find out. Maybe this is hell. You just don't know it yet. And if it is, could you ask the devil for another chance? I could be lying to you, and I am the devil, but I'm not going to tell you that. Could you go back to the beginning of your fall and start again?" Snap. My eyes flutter open. I sit up and look around, taking in the familiarity of my bedroom. The dirty clothes on the floor, my messy desk, right down to my chest, full of random things standing next to my door. All exactly as I remember. It was a dream, I think. One I've had more than once. Or was it? How many times have I awoken to the same clothes, the same position of my chair, the exact mess on top of my desk. I have lived this day many times already. I think I'm going mad, doing the same things over and over again. It makes no sense. If I close my eyes, will I live it again? The same as before? I have to change it. I must. I have learned my lesson. This time, I'll get it right. It won't happen again. But as my eyes start to close, a familiar voice whispers in my head, "The loop will always win. This is me, rotting in hell."